What's up, guys? Welcome back to the studio. Today I'm in the garage because I just got a bunch of pallets and I want to make something out of pallet wood. And I thought that it would be a good idea to do something super simple with it because I haven't done a ton of stuff with pallet wood before, and just do a cutting board. So I'm going to try and make a cutting board with all these pallet woods and see if it's even a good idea to do that or not. So let's see what happens. Alright, so here's my stack of pallet wood that I've got. I just ripped all of it down with a circular saw off the pallets. I didn't try and pry it up because that's so time consuming and it hurts my back. So, got some wood. I've got a bench top planer or joiner. I have a planer as well. There's my planer. Alright, so the first step is going to be to face joint a whole bunch of these and edge joint them. So I'll run them through here, run them through a bunch of times, and then they'll be ready for the planer. I'll kind of plane them down to an even thickness so they're all the same, and then we can glue them all together. Oh, and then I'll take them to the table saw, I guess. So, I'm gonna face joint, edge joint, plane, then table saw, then glue. And I'll glue it all up. So I'm gonna do all of that off camera because it's super boring and you've probably seen 100 other videos of people doing that. But leave a comment down below if you want to know how to properly use a joiner and use a planer, and we can show you in another video. So, bunch of work ahead. Here we go. So here we're laying out the end grain of all of these boards and how we want it. So when we cut this, it's gonna be, all this is gonna be turned 90 degrees, and it will, that's what's gonna be showing. So we lay out the end grain and we're gonna glue it up, clamp it, and it's gonna look great. So that's the next step.
Don't you know you're supposed to record on a landscape portfolio profile?
Oh my gosh, what a noob. Vertical video.
Where'd you get that tiny little roller? It's so cute.
Oh, Amazon. It's a great product. It's silicone,
Nice.
so the glue comes off super easily when it's dried. I decided I was going to give this cutting board to my brother and sister-in-law, and they were like, we'll come help you. So they did a lot of the brunt work of joining and planing and all of that. So that was nice of them. But here, yeah, I'm just cutting off the excess with a circular saw.
Why didn't you just run that through the table saw? Why'd you use a circular saw for that part?
Because when we glued it up, it wasn't very straight on the one side.
Oh, got to get it square.
So I'm like, I'll just do a circular saw.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Cleans it up real nice.
Forgot to turn on the vacuum.
That jacked it up a little bit.
So there's dust everywhere,
no.
shavings. And I want to 3D print an adapter so that this...
I don't understand why that's not so simple. Like, how easy would it be for all the vacuum manufacturers to make the same size port?
Everything.
And then all the tool people make the same size little piece, the female end or whatever end you want to put on it, and just have it work for your stupid vacuum.
Yeah,
it's always got to be some stupid
annoying.
Adapter.
Isaac just held it there while I ran that. And Naomi's in the back looking bored.
I'm always like redoing the duct tape on my dust collection because it's always falling apart. I'm not fancy like you, and I'm a 3D printer.
Isaac's mansplaining to Naomi what's happening. She's looking confused.
Like, what is this wood?
While I'm just getting both sides straight on the table saw.
That's the same saw I have.
It's a good saw. See, mansplain, show the camera. See?
Yep.
So.
It's always different when the lady's around.
And then here I'm just cutting each of the strips that are going to be glued together that will make up the cutting board. Isaac over here, he's going to show Naomi again like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In a second.
So if you're making your own, all you got to do
she says,
is set that the thickness that you're ripping is the thickness of the board, the final dimension of the cutting board, the thickness of the board.
That's right.
So
and then
plus a little bit because you're going to sand and plane and glue,
right.
And so you just add a little bit.
I just went with 1.25 inches.
That's pretty good thickness.
To keep a nice golden ratio proportion, length and width of the cutting board.
Oh yeah, golden ratio. Yeah, make sure you do that math
So
before
I
you
was
start.
shooting for 11 and 1/8 inches wide.
So your table saw technique was really good up until this last cut, and then you get in a weird spot and you're like way to the right of the blade. That was weird. Always have a strong stance at the table saw. It's one of the most dangerous tools in the shop. But you did
I was
good.
flexing.
Yeah, flex it. Bust out that tiny roller again.
Table
And
saws are so scary. You just gotta be careful.
get good use out of that tiny Amazon product you got.
It's just a regular glue up. I'm kind of making sure that because I don't want to have to cut off a ton, off the end
Right.
later. So I'm trying to make it as square as possible.
How did you make sure that the pattern was all? I mean, you're checking it, and I can see that you're taking your time to make sure it's nice. But how did you keep it from sliding around and keeping that pattern aligned?
The glue, it's tight bond too, so it kind of just grabs,
Oh, that's nice.
And when we went to clamp it, it didn't slide too much, and we just did even pressure across all the clamps so that one side wasn't all the way pressured to make it slide around, because that is a problem.
Right. Got some cupping. Oh no.
Some cupping happened as it's set up. So one technique you can do is get one side wet and then clamp it down, and then it will cup the other way and hopefully go straight. And
so you wet the concave side?
That's right. You wet the concave side, clamp it down. We're just clamping it down onto a piece of flat wood, not the table, so that we could go all the way around 360 degrees. Does it look like we know what we're doing? Because we had no idea. First time ever doing this.
Yeah, clamp it down to anything flat. Should work out just fine.
Right. Ooh, feel how smooth. Ooh, yeah. Wow, ooh, wow.
What kind of wood is that? It's like some kind of fancy hardwood.
I have no idea what kind of wood it is. It's probably walnut.
Oh yeah, definitely walnut.
It looks like walnut. There's a little bit of white oak probably in there too.
It's a bunch of mixes of different species.
Yeah, who knows? Whatever they put on a pallet. It's pallet wood. Just throwing some mineral oil on here. I guess I didn't film the chamfer. We routed a chamfer around all of the edges with a router,
just to break those corners. That's good.
Yeah.
I've seen other YouTubers just dunk their cutting boards in a vat of oil and let it soak it up.
Especially this end grain, it just loves absorbing this stuff. So, but I wanted to get an even soakage.
That's pretty difficult because each piece is going to take on a different amount of oil on its own. So
we have my assistant vacuuming
the
extra dust.
What is he doing? He's like a vacuum.
He's vacuuming the dust that's around. So.
All right, he's helping out. He's doing what he can.
That's right.
B-roll.